Okay, I thought we'd do some midweek magic jump-in real quick. This is going to be a pretty straightforward game. I'm playing the zombies with the graveyard version. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. Pretty close to ending time here, so I imagine by the time this video goes up, we will already be past the time to play this. Let me know in the comments down below if you would prefer to see me play this early day one of each midweek magic, so you have a place to come watch and see what's going on. Pretty weak opening hand here. I don't think we can cheat this. The only thing we have is the Broodheart engine. The Broodheart engine is a Surveil 1 at the start of your turn, though. And then we try to ramp into Radiant. This is probably not a keep. We'll see what the opponent's doing. Risky shortcuts to draw 2 cards. Probably a good mode to learn about some of the new cards, if you're not doing a bunch of drafting. I still think it's Brood engine here, but that pilot is going to hit me hard. This is also a reanimator, so maybe if they kill Radion, we can use this to get it back. I think that's probably our biggest chance to victory. Unfortunately, the insect tokens this creature creates do not have flying. But if they die, we get to ping opponent. Oof, no value out of that thanks to collision course. Okay. That is what it is. And we're just going to drop Deathless Pilot here. There's a possibility we could do Spin Out here. We could do Risky Shortcut. All of those are super aggro and dangerous for us, though. Do they have more removal? Really, all I'm trying to do here is stop their Cannon Bolter from doing more damage to us face. You can crew that, but it won't do you any good. Okay. They're going to trade. No Light Shield parry, which is the one thing I was worried about. So, we don't find our mana. I'm going to Intimidation Tactics here. Let's see what you got in hand. Dynamite Driver and Skybox Fairy. Let's get rid of their creature there, because now they might not be able to play any creatures. Rootside Assistance. Alright, nope, that does just fine. What do we have now? More land. That's good. We can go Wickerfolk Indomitable. Spin Out. Spin Out just kills the 1/1 pilot, though. I'm not crazy about that. In fact, it doesn't even do that, right? I think we have to kill this vehicle. Everything else, it just flies over. Finally found the red. We didn't see any red cards in hand when we checked, and they've only got 2 cards now. They do go ahead and play Skybox Fairy, probably get in for 1 here. We would love to find an answer to that, though. We have to speed 3. We still can't play our Radiant. We could play Wretched Doll, but I think it's just Wickerfolk Indomitable here. Unfortunately, we will need to find a way to deal with that Skybox Fairy, or we're on a 3-turn clock. Cloudspire Captain comes down. That's doesn't really change the map any, but it is another way to mount. A Walking Sarcophagus comes down. Okay, they're doing pretty good. They're going to tap the... They should do the Captain. They don't. They do the Pilot. I guess it gets blocked anyways, so... Yeah, that's fine. They hit speed 4. Sarcophagus goes up by +1/+2. We find Risen, but we haven't even started our engines. If we Risky Shortcut, we turn things into a 1-turn. I guess we can start here by attacking and seeing what opponent will do. I don't think we have a way out of this at this stage. They should just take the 4. Okay, they decide they want to trade with the Sarcophagus. That doesn't really hurt them much at all. Um, we might still be able to stabilize here, so we'll keep playing it out. They hit me for 5. If yeah, no, they can only hit us for 5. Turn after, they might be able to swing additional. The problem is we need to find a blocker and removal, which we could do if we find the removal. Okay, drop to 2. They only find a land, but we do not find removal. Yeah, okay, so we go out on our terms. Play a risky shortcut here, kill ourselves. We might get to see the 2 cards. Our victory. Yeah. So we were just not finding the removal needed to win that game. That's a shame. Is what it is. We'll go hop into another game here. So our deck is definitely not amazing. We did have run over. We had guards. This is another just super high mana cost opening hand. I think I'm going to take the free mulligan. And we'll take this. This is a little bit better. We'll start with Raceway. Start your engines up immediately. Play out the Forest, the Haunted Mire. Diversion unit comes down. Mole comes down. We can't play Tyrant here because we don't have enough black. We can get the Haunted Mire back out. Deathless Pilot also went in there, as did our Spin Out, which kind of sucks. Elvish Refueler, so we got an idea they're playing one of the Exhaust decks. Yeah, okay, let's see if that stops any double. I guess it's Engine Rat and then pass. We can go ahead and attack. They should just block this and trust we don't have a combat trick. But we've got enough mana open. They think we might, so they go ahead and let us get speed 2 and 2 damage in. Probably not super meaningful, but it's not nothing, and we've got Engine Rat back to block. Engine Rat does have a 6 cost ability. Ooh, Coral Tyrant comes down, that's fun. I don't know that we get to use that, really. There's Curse Cloth Wrappings, that's huge. This you need blue mana for, so we could kill off Elvish Refueler before he gets to do anything. And then just swing with Engine Rat here. Okay, feeling pretty good about this so far. We've also got Curse Cloth Wrappings, which is really, really huge. Not sure. I'm guessing they didn't mean to attack with a Tyrant there. Draws 2 cards. We find our next swamp. Now we can do pretty much anything. We only get 1 insect if we play this. So I'm thinking maybe we go Wickerfolk or Tyrant. And Tyrant seems like the easy choice. Get our max speed up, which does basically nothing for us, right? Yeah, does absolutely nothing for us. Ranger's Refueler. Whenever you exhaust, draw a card. They're a very grindy deck. Lich Ghost Surveyor is a max speed. Start your engines. Exile this card from graveyard, draw a card. Yeah, the Surveyors are pretty easy to handle. There's one in pretty much every color combo you could care about. Or actually, I think they're all mono color. Okay, now we got some decisions to make. I think we just swing board and see what happens. We need to be aggressive thanks to their flyer. Okay, they let us in for quite a bit here. What do I want to do here? Do we have anything in our graveyard? Not really, right? Like, Radion is just not great. Curse Cloth Wrapping's just not great. So I think we just drop as many creatures as we can, which is Wicker Folk and Sarcophagus. I kind of doubt their deck is running a board wipe. In fact, the board wipes I can remember in the deck aren't very many, so I'm pretty happy with this. The Sky Serpent Seeker getting to do some fun things with Exhaust, though. They drew a card off of it. They got extra lands. They put a +1/+1 counter on it. Fun times. We're also going to crew up that 3/3. They don't know this, but I'm actually super okay with putting cards in my graveyard. But it looks like they're going to attack with nothing but flyers. So they're going to get in for 7. Nope, just 5. I think 7 is probably right. Do you have something you can tap in hand? Okay, that was kind of weird ordering from them. So we just attack board. They get to block 2 of our creatures, which means they're going to get to block 7 and 4, and they're going to take 4. Right, 4, 6 damage. I can do 2 more for 8, and then I take 6, 8 damage on the pushback, and just barely live. They could block with Glitch Ghost here against the Hungry Tyrant. They don't really have to, but they could. Nothing of ours dies. We could cycle here. I think we're just playing this. Yeah, definitely does not have flying. Masked Racer. They could exhaust that and get a bunch of extra damage, right? Doesn't look like they're going to. Yeah. I think they missed some really good damage there. That might have been lethal for them. Of course, if they've got a large enough board, they might just be able to hold out for lethal anyways by stalling me out an additional turn. This is 3, 5, 7 damage. They've only got 3 blockers, though. Thundering Brew Dragon is Murder on a Stick. So we're just going to drop that, kill the Tyrant, and then swing board, and that should be GG. 1 mana open, they could crew, but it shouldn't matter. So yeah, not the fastest deck. Definitely not doing the combo trick pieces we want. Really, all it seems to be is we're just getting big creatures down and winning. So that's good to know. We're gonna focus our mulligans around curving out well. Claim. And 2 more wins for victory. We got the Kellen Daring Traveler there. Not a card I'm super interested in having, but I suppose if I find a deck that wants him, I now don't have to craft the wild card. We'll see if that happens before September when he wheels. Into the next game. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. It is certainly a mouthful. Run Over in the opening hand. Wretched Doll, Risen, and Run Over. I'm going to try to keep this. It curves out not nicely necessarily, but well enough. The Raceway's fine, right? Start your engines, get the 3/1 down. The 3/1s are actually pretty good if you're playing in a more limited environment with these cards. We could run over the pilot. I think that's actually good. Not because that's necessarily how I want to be using my run over. Like, it wasn't a good card to use it, but I just want to be aggressive here. Hungry Tyrant. Okay. Can we get black? We can. We can just spin that out. Get in for 6 damage. Playing a card every turn. Next turn we can play Risen. So close to getting max speed. Oh wait, we can actually just get max speed here, right? Boom, max speed. And we'll play Pilot. Okay. They still got Gravestalker out on the field, which is a big card. 5/4. Ooze Patrol, that's going to mill them. So they're playing the same deck we are. Pretty sure. I still feel very, very good about this. We're going to get to drop Risen this turn. And we should just start producing zombies. Boom. It's going to be very hard for them to come back from that, I think. Do they have removal? There's the spin out. Okay. What you going to do? We'll have to go find our Cursed Cloth Wrappings at this point if we want that. They can't attack into us. Well, they can, actually. Yeah, they're going to swing with Ooze Patrol, who is a 5/5. I feel like we have to block this. And then hope to find our other cards. We'll go ahead and surveil off this before it dies. We don't need that swamp. Find a Wreckage Wickerfolk, which is actually solid. We'll take that. Not only is it flying, but it surveils too. Intimidation Tactics, I don't feel like is needed here. Indomitable is actually fine. Play this. And I guess we'll use all of our mana to give Wickerfolk haste. Get in for 1 flying. We leave up enough blockers to kill their Gravestalker if they choose to do something. Pothole Mole comes down. They're going to mill a couple cards, return a land, which is most of what they milled there. They get back a Swamp. They play it. They still got 3 mana. We'll see if they do anything with it. I am prepared to block the Gravestalker with a double block here. Okay, Gravestalker's dead. It does not have the ability to come back. We get Indomitable. Indomitable also gets haste. And we attack with both. If they kill Indomitable with a double, I don't actually get to kill both. So let's turn off auto allocation and kill the Pothole Mole. The Pilot gets to come back from the dead. The Mole does not. Ooh, nice. They get to drop Radion first. That is a huge change. We can drop Ooze Patrol here. That goes up to a 7/7. I don't need to attack with it. Get in for 1. Oop, there is their Murder on a Stick. So there goes our Ooze Patrol. And they're going to get to deal up to 11 damage here. They don't do it all, so they don't leave themselves open. And really, unless we draw our own Radon now, I don't really see how we're going to win this. We go Engine Rat. We go Indomitable. Actually, I don't think we do. We bring the Deathless Pilot back. We drop it. Nope, we don't have enough mana. We get in 1 flying. This is Reach. Yeah, they crew that. I think we just surrender here. I don't see us getting back out of that. .ttv. Mac in Sue. So, this is a really weak opening keep, right? Like, we got Hour of Victory, we got a spin out, but we don't have the mana for it immediately. We got a turn 2 start your engines. We got a pre-mulligan. I think we can do better. This is just barely better if we can find the creatures. So I'm going to play Mire. I'm going to hold up Grim Bobble. I'm going to hold up Intimidation Tactics. They play nothing, so we're going to Intimidation Tactics them. Give them the hello as that resolves. Gotta be the Salvation Engine, I think. Diversion Unit is very tempting, but we actually have removal for that with the artifact. They go 2, they go Diversion Unit. I've seen a lot of people playing this deck, this flying blue-white matter stuff, and I do wonder if maybe it's being considered the better one. They just scoop immediately after we start removing things, though, so maybe not. Okay, that's win 2. Pretty easy, especially in these later games. People are looking for a specific pattern to go through. You remove enough of that pattern, and sometimes you can just win. So we get our second rare card, Sleep Cursed Fairy. Also not something I'm super jumping at playing right now, though maybe there's a Fairy Brawl deck I'd like to play it in. I could see that happening. With some of the achievements dropping, I do think it's time to bring Brawl into the rotation. Get a couple budget Brawl decks going. Stuff that you're going to have almost guaranteed anyways. Going into this third game against Elric, we've got Raceway, we've got Double Forest, we got no black, which means Wretched Dull doesn't come in turn 2 unless we draw the Swamp. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan that away as well. Once again, we have no black. We've got Raceway and Double Forest. Raceway, very importantly, does not tap for other colors like something like Night Market does. I think we got a mulligan this way too. This is keepable, I think. I think we get rid of the Worker Folk Indomitable and keep the lower cost drops. We'll go ahead and Haunted Mire turn 1, get that tapped land out of our hand. Turn 2 Swamp, and hope for turn 3 Pothole Mole, which can start doing things. Swamp into Deathless Pilot here, since they didn't play a creature. That does not start our engines, despite... No, they're just a pilot with a comeback mechanic. Opponent plays double red. And Gilded. Okay, this has actually been a card that's impressed me quite a bit. We drew Intimidation Tactics. I'm going to go ahead and use it. These decks are pretty vulnerable to this in my experience. None of this is amazing. I think we get rid of the Apocalypse Runner. Grim Bobble this away, get in for damage. With the hope being that we can Deathless Pilot block the 4-1. We do have Ooze Patrol now, so if we can get a land off the Pothole Mole, we'll actually be feeling pretty good about our turn 4 here, I think. We do have the Surveil 2 off the Grim Bobble as well at some point. Some pretty solid pairs. I love these new achievement-based sleeves. I think these look so good. Might run those at some point. They're super easy to get to. Like, you will probably get them way before you even start really considering what you want to do. Pothole Mole comes down. I probably could have done that during my second phase, but oh well. I don't think I need the extra green here, and I don't really want the tap land. Go ahead and swing for 2 now. We'll see if they block. They don't. So we get 2 more damage in. They go down to 16. They don't have their... what is this? Thunderhead Gunner yet. Which is I believe a reach 4/5 that you can do free discards off of. Spike Spitter. Reach starts your engines. Beginning upkeep, exile top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. I do love those kinds of effects. Still happy enough to trade Pothole Mole here. Play out Swamp. Play out Ooze Patrol, or do we wait an extra turn? This is a 4/4, or we can do the Surveils now. I think we do the Surveils now. Brute Heart Engine is super tempting to keep on top, but it's certainly not fast. I think we put them both in there. That does raise both Ooze Patrol and the Emerald. Gas Guzzler comes down. They're going to get speed 2 here. I'm not going to block the Spike Spitter, I don't think. Artillerist comes down 2. They're going to get in for 3. And we're looking at a pretty rough spot here. We definitely need things to go well for us here. Run over, now that we're dropping the Ooze Patrol at 6, is actually a pretty good turn. I'm sorry, 7, because it actually mills itself. We got Chitin Gravestalker in there. Nothing I'm going to do with the Deathless Pilot here. But having a 7/7 on board is huge. As long as that survives long enough for us to do run over, I think we're in a great spot. In fact, If we kill Thunderhide Gunner, they don't even have enough value on board to triple kill us. So we're pretty happy. Looks like they are going to go for the Thunderhide Gunner discard, which is free, right? Yeah, but only once per turn. Yeah. So that's probably what they're going to do here. Spike Spitter, I don't think does dead anything, but Artillerist will. They've been a... What is that, the Mutant? Yeah, Mutant Surveyor. Not a great card. The 2 mana value off of that can be good in limited environments, which this more or less is. Okay, so... Emicott... Raceway is okay. I'm not crazy about it here. I think we are run over the Thunderhead Gunner. And then swing with the Ooze Patrol alone. We could swing with Deathless Pilot here as well, but then they have the opportunity to chump block and to face block. And I don't quite think that's necessary for me right now. We then drop Sarcophagus. Just a 2/1 cat at the moment with Start Your Engines and some bonuses once we get there. They don't have the free discard trigger anymore. They could do Gas Guzzler's discard. I have an opportunity here to trade 2 for 1 against probably the most annoying card they have, and stop them from getting max speed. I think I'm going to do that. The max speed on Gas Guzzler actually is relevant. Also, Deathless Pilot never really dies. And if we draw green here, which of course we do, we can now drop the creature here and get 7 insects, which, oh, by the way, anytime one of them die, we're going to drain you for 1. Is it drain or just ping? It's just a ping for 1, not a drain. So we're probably winning this game now. Oh, there's a second Spike Spitter. That's cool for them. Tapped mana as well. They still don't have what they need. Do we just swing board here? They can drop 2. Let's assume they block both of those. That leaves them with 2 life and no creatures, or 1 creature. I don't think we need to swing with the Insect Lord, essentially. And essentially what I'm saying here is you can block any of the insects you want, but they're going to hit you for 1 regardless. Right, so realistically, they didn't really stop any damage here. They still go down to 2. Bring Deathless Pilot back as an additional blocker, just on the really off chance they can do anything here off their top draw. They shouldn't be able to, though. That should be GG. Oh, this is fun. Opponent let us do it, so we're going to do it. We sacrifice all our insects, and we just get a ton of triggers. I love it. We also get speed 4, because why not? Yeah, I had fun. I don't know if opponent did. And that is midweek magic for this week. I'll try to do it a little earlier next week. This video will probably not go up until after the 4-hour time window has already ended. But I had a lot of fun. It does highlight, I think, the weakest part of AetherDrift in a limited or solo environment, and that's that it's pretty freaking slow. I think a lot of the games we had here weren't too bad, but it's pretty easy to see games go 10 to 20 turns. And I do wonder what the right ratio is, because lots of people rightly complain about the 3 to 4 turn interactions with mono red right now. I don't know. I don't know what the right number is. This, in its own environment, feels way slower than we've seen in a while. Alright, folks. That is the end of this video. I've got some limited stuff that should be out now as well if you're interested in watching some of that. Otherwise, we got more constructed coming up soon. Take care, everyone.